Happy New Year. We're here in Colorado visiting some family, and we thought, why not explore the state a little bit? And our first stop's going to be the Stanley Hotel. It's infamously known as a hotel that inspired The Shining. So let's go inside, check it out, and give you guys some facts about it.
That is right. We are here at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. Very exciting stuff. I love the movie The Shining, so I'm super stoked to kind of see it in real life, you know?
Yes, the only downfall is that it's freezing.
It's extremely cold. My hands feel like they're about to fall off. We are going to go inside because it is so cold.
Yes.
But we figured we'd take a walk through the infamous hedge maze. This isn't actually the hedge maze from the movie. This was rebuilt in 2014. So many people came here asking about it. They couldn't find it, so they put it right in front of the hotel. And this was actually redone. And what were you saying? Something about it's like dead because the deer don't want to eat it?
Yeah, so unfortunately, because they have the maze out here, the deer eat at it, as well as this year, it's just been so dry. So everything kind of looks a little dead.
Yeah, so it doesn't look beautiful by any means, but it looks very cool. And we actually, boom, right away, we failed the maze because we walked into a dead end. The Stanley Hotel was built in 1909 by Friedland Oscar Stanley. Pretty interesting because the reason that he moved here to Estes Park is his doctors recommended it would help his tuberculosis because how clean and dry the air is in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, and he ended up purchasing about 130 acres here because he wanted to build something for people to come in that were sick, and he pretty much really wanted to help people heal.
So the Stanley Hotel, now the most haunted place in America, actually started as a refuge for people with tuberculosis, and it was very successful in doing so. People would come here and rave about it, said it was better than any other treatment they had had before. And then what started the haunting process, in 1911, there was a gas leak or some kind of a gas buildup that caused an explosion.
In room 217.
In room 217, which will be talked about in a second here, there was a maid named Mrs. Wilson who was in the room, fell down to the room below. She didn't pass away from this, but it is said that after she passed away, people would hear her playing music, they would hear her cleaning the room, her footsteps, and that's kind of what started the creepiness of the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, a lot of people said that though she lived out her life after the explosion, they said that when she passed, that her spirit must have returned to this hotel, and that's when the ghost story started to happen.
Yes. So a couple facts now. The Shining. So The Shining was written in 1974 by Stephen King, and he was in a little bit of a writer's block. So someone recommended while he was in Colorado that he come to Estes Park and stay at the Stanley Hotel. Which room did he stay in?
217. He actually came around this time, around winter time, when no one was here. So it was just him and his wife, and they had the hotel practically all to themselves.
Very creepy. We're doing pretty good in this maze right now. So let's keep going on the maze. But yes, so while he was here in 1974 with his wife in a very desolate Stanley without anybody else here, he had this horrible nightmare about his son being chased by fire hoses that woke him up, and he got so creeped out that he had to go outside and look at the scenery around him. And within like 5 minutes, according to the tour guide that we overheard, he already had the beginning, middle, and end plotted out for The Shining. He finished the book in 1977, had it published, and then Stanley Kubrick made the film in 1980.
And here we're looking at the balcony itself, where he stood outside to smoke his cigarette and take a look around after that horrible nightmare.
So that was some fun facts about The Shining, which was filmed here. But what other movie was filmed here?
Dumb and Dumber.
One of my favorites, filmed in 1994. And it was filmed right here in the front of the hotel, where I'll put a shot right now, is actually where Jim Carrey rolled up in the Ferrari. Where this maze was actually a dirt road at the time. He rolled up, they were handing out like $100 bills. And Jim Carrey had such a bad experience here, though. Within like 2 hours of being at the hotel, he was in the lobby, half naked, terrified.
He was supposed to stay at this hotel for 3 months because he really wanted to feel out the vibe of the hotel. Unfortunately, like Jared said, he only lasted a few hours. And after that in interviews, every time he was asked about staying at the hotel, he would get up and leave. He did not want to talk about it. It freaked him out so bad that in his contract for Dumb and Dumber 2, he had it in there that he would not be filming at this property.
Yes, or for any film after that, a matter of fact, he had in his contract. Never at the Stanley Hotel again. But on that note, I think we are getting pretty close to being out of the maze, and my hands are like frozen at this point. I'm actually going to show you guys the maze so you can check it out, and then we will head inside. Very cool in here. So just kind of explore a little bit. But I think right here is going to be the actual car that Friedland Oscar Stanley created. It kind of looks like a Model T, however, it is propelled by steam and not combustion, so very cool. Then over here, there's a lot of stories about a billiard room that is haunted, and I'm guessing since they have this open, they have it roped off, they don't want you going in there, this is going to be the billiard room that they actually hear people playing pool in and all kinds of creepy stuff. stuff. Over there, very cool statue of a horse head. And then they have another one of the cars right there. This is a piano that evidently at some times the keys move by themselves and just start playing. People like throughout the halls can hear classical music. So very creepy. And even says, please do not touch the piano for ghost only. And then we're not going to go in there, but this is a music room. Obviously, it's some sort of a little like wine area, maybe to do nice tastings. The 217 wine bar, so, you know, aptly named after the room that Stephen King stayed in. It's open Monday through Thursday, 4 to 8 p.m. Almost makes me wish I drank wine so I could enjoy it. That looks extremely nice in there. I actually don't even want to go in because I feel like I'm going to break everything. But that must be like a little cool gift shop that they have. And as we continue, very, very cool looking elevator. I don't even want to get in it. We got this staircase that unfortunately we're not guests of the hotel, so we can't go up, but that's for the guests to get to their rooms. Very cool like architecture in here. Even like right here, the reception area, they have this amazing arch with these beautiful light fixtures. The keys in the back, you see they're not like traditional credit cards like at most modern hotels. They're actual keys. Very rad. Now it's like hot. In here it's hot. I was like freezing outside. I felt like my fingers were gonna freeze off. Now it's like very, very warm, which feels good. I don't want to complain, but I'm sweating a little bit. But over here, I don't know what this is, but this is the McGregor room. You know, they actually have a restaurant here.
What? Should we do it?
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Should we do a little food review?
I'd love to.
Let's do it.
So we finally made it into the Cascades restaurant here at the Stanley Hotel, which actually didn't take very long. We walked pretty much right in.
Yeah, not at all. We actually just asked if they took reservations. They said no and just said you can walk right into a table. Very cool table that we did get. We got a picture of Johnny Cash behind us, which was a frequent visitor and guest here at the Stanley. And so far, all I've gotten is an Arnold Palmer. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Very delicious. They did not mess it up. And we have ordered appetizers so far.
We ended up getting the spinach and artichoke dip. Very excited to try that. Jared over here is a very big stickler for spinach and artichoke
My
dip.
favorite.
And we got some fried Brussels sprouts that has some lemon vinaigrette, goat cheese, cranberry, and pepitas.
Very cool. I cannot wait. So we are looking at the entrees right now as we are waiting for the appetizers. And I'm thinking about doing the fish and chips. It is beer battered walleye, which I am not familiar with at all. Cilantro lime slaw, which I'm going to ask for none of because I hate slaw. Jalapeno tartar sauce that sounds delicious, and crispy fries. What are you thinking?
That does sound really good. I'm thinking about either the Colorado bison burger because we don't really have bison very often, and why not? Or I'm looking at the salmon. It has white rice and asparagus with a tequila lime butter, which sounds pretty tasty.
Well, we will let you guys know once the appetizers get in and once we order these amazing entrees, or maybe amazing. We don't know yet.
Hopefully, fingers
It could be
crossed.
horrible.
Yeah.
This could just be a tourist trap. They can serve nasty food here. We don't know yet. But we will let you guys know once we get some food.
We just got our appetizers and it smells delicious.
Yes, so the fried Brussels sprouts is going to be kind of hard to give you guys an up close and personal shot. But let's see if we can kind of get that there. Looks pretty good. Okay. The spinach and artichoke dip, he said, is extremely hot. So,
Came right out of the oven, he says.
which it is very hot. It is very hot. They say that a lot, and it isn't that hot. It is very hot right now. But let's see if you could even see that. I ain't going to lift it up much more. But that's what it looks like. You know, hopefully you got a little view of it.
We'll
If
give you guys a
not,
closer view with the chips.
yeah, these are the chips, and they actually do look like they could be homemade.
It has like a thickness of like a pita bread.
It's definitely pita bread-ish. But there is a view of the spinach dip on a chip. Let me try it out.
And I'm just gonna mix in this goat cheese into the Brussels sprouts. This is probably one of my favorite ways to eat Brussels sprouts. It's so good.
Only way I'll eat Brussels sprouts. They make my stomach hurt very bad, especially when I personally make them. I don't know why. But we recently found a spot that has these fried Brussels sprouts, and we order them when we go. So now anytime someone has fried Brussels sprouts, I'm a big fan. I like to try them out.
And I feel like the cranberry really gives it that like perfect sweetness to it.
Yes, the cranberry is a good touch. But let's see here. Let's see if we can get you guys a little bit of a shot. Here, it's kind of a sloppy Brussels sprout right there.
You know that it's good when it's a sloppy Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. You want your Brussels sprouts sloppy. Part of it fell.
You want it falling everywhere.
You want it falling off the sprout. I will say that the spinach and artichoke dip looks amazing. The little bit that I did try was very good. I'm going to wait until I eat more of it to give it a taste review.
And it has like a crumble on top.
It has like some breadcrumbs or something. The chips look great. As far as the Brussels sprouts, it looks amazing. So we're going to go ahead and try this and then get back to you with a full review.
Woo.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we were going to do a quick appetizer review, but the entrees came out, I feel like
Yes.
pretty quickly.
The appetizer is very delicious, by the way. I'm very excited to review them.
Yes.
But we got our main dishes, and you got the bison burger.
I did substitute my fries for a walnut coleslaw. I love like a good coleslaw. I feel like that's hit or miss with some people.
I hate coleslaw. It's a very big miss with me, but it looks good.
Yes. And I'm also a very big fan of things on the side. So I'm telling you guys this because I got this aioli. It's a barbecue aioli that they have, and I put that on the side, and I also did the onion jam that they put on the burger on the side in case Jared wanted to try it out.
Because I will not do full pieces of onion.
And then this is what the burger looks like, nice and thick.
Wow, very delicious.
Yeah.
And again, I got the fish and chips. This is going to be the jalapeno tartar sauce.
Which looks so good.
Pretty much looks like tartar sauce. I'm very excited to see how the jalapeno comes through on it. Then we got the fish itself. So this is the fish and chip aspect of it. I'm not really used to fish looking like this, like the fish and chips. It's usually more of a brick. The shape is very organic, which I do like. Makes me feel like it's not just processed fish. It's probably some wild caught good stuff. Ketchup, of course. You guys know what ketchup looks like. And then I got some crispy fries. Fries are one of those things. I don't even mind if you don't make the fries yourself at the restaurant as long as you bake them right. But these do feel like the potatoes were cut here. So extremely excited to try this.
And I can't wait to sneak 1 or 2 off of his plate.
I'll give her 3. All right, so let's eat this food and then we will come back with a full appetizer and entree review.
Let's do it.
Little tartar shut.
So we wrapped up our food. We can't wait to give you guys reviews. We were going to do it here at the restaurant, but with the music, it's gone a little too loud.
It's gotten a little bit loud. And not only that, but when we first got here, we were maybe one of 5 people that were actually dining. And now it's extremely full. It's hard to talk without people hearing us. And at the end of the day, you never know if the person behind us is going to get the same thing we just got. And if we say something negative about it, I'm going to feel bad. Not that we're going to say anything too negative, but let's go ahead and go outside and review what we just did.
Let's do it. We made it outside. It's pretty windy, but we're ready to give our reviews.
Yes, so let's go ahead and start on the appetizers. So we got the spinach dip and the fried Brussels sprouts, or crispy Brussels sprouts. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
So what did you think about those?
So the Brussels sprouts, I probably want to say are my favorite. They were nice and crispy on the outside, but the inside were actually nice and soft. And I feel like you don't normally get that. Normally it's like really burnt in the middle. So I'm going to rate those a 9 out of 10 because they were delicious.
That's an incredibly high score. The Brussels sprouts were very delicious to me. Like you were saying, there was a nice crispiness to it. As a big texture guy, one of the reasons I don't like Brussels sprouts is because they're so chewy. It takes forever to get them down. But when they're nice and crispy like that, it is a joy to eat. And I really enjoyed all around flavors that it had. The cranberries, the goat cheese, the lemon vinaigrette, I believe, was the sauce that they had on it. But I'm going to give that a 8.4. I would say that there's a place by our house that has the crispy Brussels sprouts that I might enjoy just a little bit more. However, it was very delicious and I would highly recommend you guys get it if you come here.
And they were really good because sometimes with the vinaigrette, people go way too far and I just feel like it was perfect all the way around.
Yes, it was very good. As far as the spinach artichoke dip, I will say that it was nice and creamy. There was large chunks of artichoke, which I always enjoy. The breadcrumbs on top added for a nice texture. The chips, I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of necessarily.
Were they just not as crispy?
They were just a little bit weird, and I think it was like a halfway between a pita and a chip, and I either prefer one or the other. I want to go all in. So the 50-50 pita chip mix didn't really do it for me, but in general, it was good. I'm going to give that a 7.2.
Wow. That's pretty low, I feel like.
It is pretty low for one of my favorite dishes, but it was still nonetheless very delicious. I would still recommend you get it if you come. But what do you give the spinach artichoke dip?
I agree with you. I feel like the chips were not as crispy as I like them, but they were still good. I'm going to go ahead and rate that a 6.5. I feel like this dish isn't normally my favorite, but I feel like with the flavors and like the cheese crumb on top of it was really good. And I like how the artichokes were really tasty. I feel like normally they put way too many and I feel like I'm just chewing on the artichoke forever, but this time it was really good. So 6.5 for me.
Okay, and then into the main courses, and we actually did share with each other, so we both did try both of the dishes. I just didn't have any of the jam or the slaw because I hate both of them. But for the fish and chips, the fish was incredibly cooked. It was nice and crispy. It's not typically a dish that I get very often, but I will say, in regards to fish and chips, I would give that an 8.2 out of 10.
Wow.
I didn't try the asparagus. I got asparagus instead of the slaw. However, I was just way too full. So we did get that to go, which I'll have later, and maybe I'll tell you guys what I think about it. The fries, they were good. I wouldn't say that the fries were like the best fries I've ever had, or they were the worst fries I've ever had. They were just very basic. I didn't really get any kind of powerful truffle seasoning off of them. Some of them were way more crisp than others, so there wasn't a lot of consistency there. But all in all, I think I'm gonna give the fish and chips dish did I already give it a score?
Let's give it another one just in case you
Well, I
did
think I gave the fish a score. So for the rest of the dish, I would probably give it like a 6.5. And that's really just based off of the fries and the jalapeno tartar sauce, which was very good. However, I would have appreciated a little bit more of a kick, seeing as though jalapeno is in the name, and it really just tasted like a basic tartar sauce to me, but it's still very delicious.
I love a good tartar sauce, but I didn't try this one because it has jalapenos in it. But for the fish, I will say it was nice and soft. Sometimes I feel like with fish and chips that it's really dry. I don't know if it has to do with the breading or how they cooked it, but this fish was so good. I feel like I would definitely order this next time we come. The fries, I do agree, the consistency wasn't all the way there on all of the fries I tasted, but nonetheless, it was still tasty. All together with that dish, I will give that a 9.2.
What?
That's the best fish and chips I've ever had. That fish was so good.
I'll take
it. And I highly recommend. This is what it's about. I want to recommend it to the people.
Just a second, my arm is getting, I think it being cold out here is like making my muscles a little bit tense. So I just have to take a quick little break. Give me a second here. Ooh, and I'm back. So now onto the bison burger. I'm just gonna do a quick little review because I tried half of it. You did split it with me, thank you. The meat, incredibly tender. I think medium was definitely the way to go. The cheese was really nice and sharp. The bun was a little bit moist, however, still held its texture together very well. I'm gonna give it an 8.4.
8.4, I thought you were gonna give that way more because you were excited on that first bite. I'm gonna actually give that a 10 out of 10.
Wow, a 10 out of 10? Does the cold just get you like thinking different?
I know, my fingers are freezing.
Wow, yeah,
but listen, the bison is very hard to stay moist. I will say we've had bison before. We usually, used to cook it all. We used to cook it all.
I'm just like feeling like I need to switch arms for a second.
Okay, we used to make bison all the time, and I will say it's so easy to like dry the heck out of it. It was so good and nice and moist. The cheese was nice and melted. The jam I feel like was so delicious with the onion and the barbecue sauce and the pulled pork. I highly recommend that meal. I'm actually gonna give the whole thing a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
The only thing I would change is that I did substitute my fries for the walnut slaw. I would not get that again. I feel like that was very dry, so I would definitely just stick to fries.
But you're saying it didn't need the walnut slaw to be a perfect dish to you?
Yes, exactly. Just on the burger itself, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend if you guys ever come to the Stanley.
The food was delicious.
The experience is amazing. The vibe, everything was perfect.
So now they have like a little downstairs area. They do tours here. They do like the ghost tours. They actually have like a frozen body here, a cryogenics museum. So downstairs is where they gather people for the tours. Unfortunately, you can't film the tours themselves. But I figured before we head out, why don't we go down there and just kind of catch a vibe, see what they got.
Get a little BTS behind the scenes.
Let's do it.
So here is the outside entrance of the downstairs area. Immediately it's warm. It's so warm.
Very warm.
Oh wow, look, they even have people that perform here.
Dang, Daryl Hammond?
I mean, look at this, Aiden Sinclair's Underground.
They got everything here. Very cool. I wonder where the actual venue is.
I know that they do like weddings here too, so maybe that's in like another area on the property.
Okay, shout out to Whitney Morgan. They'll be here January 25th. All right, so it looks like what, they got like a little coffee shop.
Yeah, look at some delicious pastries to have while you're walking around the hotel. Oh, look, and they even have ice cream. That doesn't even sound good right now because it's so cold.
The ice cream is the last thing I'm looking to get right now.
Oh, so this is where you like actually sign up for the tours. I wonder if this is like the original building that they put down, because I did read that they were giving land to people, and so you just had to build a structure. And I wonder if that's like the first house he built on.
Okay, a little chocolate fondant fountain. Very cool. Doesn't look too good at the bottom, but okay.
It's just a Stanley chocolate factory.
They call me the Jared Chocolate Factory.
They're coming after you, Willy Wonka.
Now what's over here to the left? Oh, okay, so this must be
tours.
where you sign up for the tours and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is where the tours, maybe they congregate or they just start off?
Stephen King, The Shining.
Dang, look at that. Very cool. They have another one over here. There's Johnny.
I wonder if Jack Nicholson ever stayed here.
I don't know, but I'll put it on the screen right now. I'll Google it and I'll put it here.
So very festive with a little creepiness with the dead body here.
Yeah, look at it. It's like coming through the ceiling, which actually doesn't look fake. It looks like it's just a hole in the ceiling, but right on. There that is.
They have a little area for the Stephen King novels.
All right, got a little Dumb and Dumber lunchbox right there. All right.
Is this like what the steam car is like made out of?
I believe this is a steam engine right here. So this is what Friedland Oscar Stanley actually created and invented, was a steam engine, which powered vehicles.
Here they have like a more in depth on how it actually runs.
The Stanley steam steam engine.
Let's rewind it. Oh, look at this. The dollhouse. It says that this dollhouse was featured in the Stephen King's The Shining, an ABC miniseries that aired in 1997 and was filmed on location at the Stanley Hotel.
Wow. Great detail.
So this is the Stephen King's The Shining at the Stanley Hotel, but I believe this is the Shining miniseries. So if you guys have seen the miniseries, let us know, and we'll definitely have to check it out. Hollywood Films at the Stanley.
Which I believe is really just Dumb and Dumber and The Shining, but is there any others on here that we haven't brought up?
I think this is only probably for the Dumb and Dumber movies, but you see here it's like the bar scene, and it's kind of cool to see here where the maze is at right now. It was all just dirt before.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty cool.
The man himself. And then this is kind of cool. Over here, it looks like a cashier. It can't be the original reception because that's in the front. So what is this?
So it actually looks like it's the vault if you look to the left, and it looks like that's where they did private tastings of whiskey, and I believe here that they even have little time slots, like you can still do it. You can book it for private bookings.
Oh, right on.
But here you see this door. This is called the tunnel, and it says here that it allows guests to view original employee passages dug into the mountain itself and parts of the hotel floating's foundation. Check it out on Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, The Stanley Effect, Adventure Myths. It's very popular.
And more.
And more.
So if you've seen it anywhere else, you know, that's where the more comes in.
But if you guys are interested and you guys do come, this is a stop for the tours. So check out the tours if you guys ever come. So now we're heading out of the Stanley Hotel. Next time we come, we're definitely gonna have to do some tours and possibly stay the night here. But now we're gonna head over to our next adventure.
Here we are, guys, at Meow Wolf in Denver. It's an interactive live art installation. We're so excited. Let's go get our tickets and go on in.
Thank you. We've arrived. He said if we get lost, we're doing it right, so let's go get lost.
Okay, so before we start exploring Meow Wolf, just to give you guys a little insight on what it is, like you were saying, it's an interactive art installation. They have all these different otherworldly planet type experiences, and we've actually been to one before in New Mexico.
Yes, and that one was really cool. They had really amazing and weird ways to like transport to like other rooms. So one way was crawling through a washer or like a refrigerator. So I'm really excited what they have here.
Yeah, you would just walk through a refrigerator, and then all of a sudden you were on a spaceship, and then you walk through the spaceship, then you were in like Alice in Wonderland. So let's go to our first door and see where we end up.
Let's do it.
What? What is
What's
that?
in there? I don't know.
Look
There's
at
like
that.
VHSs.
What?
Wow.
Very cool. We're inside of this little truck.
If you look up, there's a camera or a mirror.
Oh, wow. There we are. Can you see us? All right, let's keep going through this truck and see where we end up.
Whoa.
Okay.
What is that, games?
They got like pinball or plinko or something?
It looks like it, but I don't know how you play it.
It has instructions right there.
Use a plunger to launch, then sort of means into... Yeah, but we don't have a plunger.
Okay. Maybe, do we have to find a plunger? Is that the first task?
I don't know how to do this. I don't think we're the only ones not understanding how that works. Oh my gosh, I'm a little scared.
All right, what's behind this?
Ooh, very cool. It's all like it's metal. So it's like different layers. It's kind of like seaweed almost, right?
Okay,
And it looks like a little sea of fish.
Kind of hard to catch on camera if you guys can see, but there's like a bunch of little...
Neon sea fish.
Yeah. Up on the wall, we have these guys.
And they're all like made out of metal.
What's under there?
Oh, wow. It just gets smaller. Oh, but if you look inside, it kind of looks like a cow.
Look at this.
Whoa.
Oh, so you could go in there and you could actually see the cow. There she is.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of weird.
This is like your worst nightmare. You're in a prison trapped next to a cow.
It's a little terrifying.
All right, next adventure. What do we got next?
Warning, lighting effects in use.
Okay. Oh, wow. Fiber optics.
Pretty gnarly. I'm ready to move.
All right, what's next? Okay.
I feel like I'm just having to be careful when I open the door. You don't know what you're gonna get. Okay, let's see. Remembering together since night. So what do you do?
Seems like it has all these things to touch and interact
You
with.
know what? I have 25 cents.
So we pay to get in here, then they make us pay to experience something? Not something I'm into, Meow Wolf.
Is something
I'm almost positive it just stole 25 cents from you.
No, I think something's supposed to happen.
Like what? 25 cents goes missing?
It was worth a shot. Would it be such a bummer if the other people behind us get to experience what I just paid 25 cents for?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look, if you see in there's like robots. So all of these things have like little scenes. This one is a bus. Oh wow, I bet you can touch it. Wow, look. It was like Mars.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. There's like a big inflatable bug. All right.
They kind of have this cool, like, it feels a little squishy. See how they're like a little squishy?
They had similar things in New Mexico, but they were mushrooms.
Should we go to the right or the left?
I think the left is going back into the main lobby.
Right.
Dang, look at that look of wonder on your face.
This one right here looks like E.T. with wings. Wow, so majestic.
Imagine having something like this. You know, like in Mexico, they have the Virgin Mary in front of the houses in kind of like glass containers like this. Imagine having that.
Oh, look. I feel like we should just cover this area.
Yeah, we're going to cover his wiener.
All right, let's see. That is pretty. Look at this leopard.
My stepmom would love this.
Through the air? Or not through the air. What's
through the rip.
Oh, is there? Oh.
Oh. I think they're all clues on how to like experience and interact with things more.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's getting it?
no one's doing it. We're all just walking through hoping something cool happens.
Wow. It almost makes you a little nervous to touch things to see if they're going to be squishy or hard. But this one's definitely hard. I think this is just like a little transition.
The downstairs view.
Wow, this is huge. Is this glass or is it plastic?
It looks like it's supposed to emulate stained glass, but I would imagine it's plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a plastic sheet. It's like vinyl. What is that?
It has like a walrus head. Walrus.
That's a walrus?
Yeah, the fangs.
Dang, shout out Spencer. Walruses. Very much a DMT entity trip. All right, let's get one more shot of this as we exit.
I don't think this is anything.
It gotta be something. It's nothing.
I feel like the one in New Mexico is not this high.
Yeah.
It's like more single level. Do you see that? It's like a huge, I don't know if you can get a shot there or over here, but it's like a huge bug.
It's a praying mantis. Oh, it's turning. Are you looking at me, praying mantis? We gotta get off of this planet. Ooh.
Thank you.
What is this? Seems to be some fossils. What are they? Ugh. It's like little sea urchins or something?
It looks like just seashells,
There's
like
some
hair
teeth?
coming out of it.
Okay. Then we have just randomness happening around us. We have birds, whatever this is. This to me is definitely more or less a psychedelic experience supposed to emulate. I think it would make a lot more sense if you were under the influence of a psychedelic, but to me this just looks like randomness right now.
Well, what's
You know?
that? Is that, oh, I think that's just kind of more birds.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of little finches and cardinals, and I'm not trying to exhaust you with my endless information and knowledge on birds. And then we have bugs right here. This is actually a centipede, butterflies. Look at this. So they have a bunch of QR codes on the wall. I wonder if there's one in particular that actually leads us somewhere.
Do you think this one?
See, that seems obvious because it's the only one that is lit up.
Yeah.
Let's try this one right here. Nativelanguage.org. I wonder if companies literally just pay to like have this
it on
QR
there?
code go to their website.
That'd be pretty smart.
Yeah, because look, what's your sacred spiritual animal? And then it goes to Walmart.
What?
Walmart's behind
Wait, well,
everything.
what's your spiritual animal?
Let me see here.
I think, do you just go back?
Fast and easy fulfillment. No, dude, this is like gonna get my phone hacked. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. Let's try this one. Maybe you're right. Let's see here. This is publicdomainview.org. The Uncertain Heavens. Christian Huygens' idea of extraterrestrial life. So these are just all like weird websites. Some of them Walmart. But
Some of them Target.
some of them Target. But how smart would it be to actually do something like this on like a huge wall and just make people pay you $5 to put their QR code up?
That's pretty smart.
Okay.
Now we know how they're making their money.
Make some more money.
Ooh.
Somewhat of like a psychic experience?
Can you go through that?
No. And these are everywhere. So what is this supposed to be?
I'm telling you, you have to get a card, scan it, and then
It says
does.
boop. Boop to continue.
No, but with the card.
You have to boop it with a card?
Yeah.
I'm about to boop it with my fist.
Should we go back and get a card?
I don't like the idea that we paid to get in and now we're having to pay more to boop something. Let's see if we can find another person booping stuff and see if
We
it's
can
worth
see
it.
what they're doing.
Yeah, let's get some secondhand boopage going on.
Oh, look how cool.
Wow. Like a shark and some stuff. So this is just hundreds of little dioramas and scenes of, we have animals, we have airplanes, a bunch of cool stuff. Okay.
And what are they, like radios?
It looks like it. It looks like it's old school electronics. So this is some kind of a radio. Over here we have some kind of an old TV. We have like equalizers. Because before there was equalizers and there was also another component that you would play music off of. I don't know what I'm talking about. To be honest, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You almost had it.
I almost had it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I think so far this is probably my favorite. It's like so interesting how they put it all together.
Really? This is your favorite room so far?
So far.
Okay.
I feel like it's the most creative.
I like the room with the big kingdom area in it. Look at that. Look at the clouds. It's just cotton. See what's behind door number 20.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is definitely
Wood?
meant to be experienced in a different state of mind. Because this all looks just like stuff you would see on a trip. I mean, these all must have been painted with that in mind, I would imagine.
Wow, this one is actually pretty gnarly.
Whoa. Okay. Didn't they just have like a little chair right here?
So you're part of the art.
What should I do to make it look like I'm a statue? Oh, what about this?
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna fool anybody.
I don't think anybody thought you were an art.
They're probably gonna call the front and say there's a weirdo having a seizure or something like that.
There's a weirdo that passed out in the corner.
Yeah, some guy couldn't handle it. Wow.
I think this is just like a transition room.
Are these drums haunted? Wow.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
Wow, it's like a whole nother world. Look at this.
So this is more reminiscent of the other one that we
In
went
New
to.
Mexico, yes.
Look at that. What is it?
Looks like a head exploded off of this animal.
Ooh.
Very Medusa. Oh, look, it's the face. Here's the two eyes and the mouth.
Does it do anything?
Please don't break it. So cool that they have these little areas that you can look in and see little creative installments.
Ugh.
It's creepy that it still has the 5 fingers, though.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't have any genitals.
See, this looks like it would be squishy. What do you think? Squishy or hard?
I'm gonna say squishy.
No.
Oh, it's hard?
Yeah.
Dang it. Make sure you're not fooling with me. Yeah, it's hard.
You know what, though? See, look, these are mushrooms, aren't they? It's like
Yeah.
a very big mushroom vibe in
Yes.
here.
They actually just legalized mushrooms in Colorado and you could buy them.
Look at this. It looks actually just like scrunchies.
I think it is just scrunchies.
Whoa. I'm kind of digging this. This to me looks pretty cool. You got like different clay faces. Looks like a little ferret.
And then what, you can go to another land right here?
Yeah.
It smells like bubble gum.
Why don't you go in there?
All right, I'll go in there. Okay. Trey's being here and act like I'm part of the exhibit.
I love that. Wow, this is giving like very Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Look at the chandelier. That's random. Out of this whole room.
Not the crooked walls.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what do you think artistically this represents right here? Talk to me. I'll just give you a little insight. There's a bird on the chair looking down at the bird on the chair who's kind of just laying there.
I want to say something, but it's a little too deep.
Open up.
I just feel like because this bird looks a little heavy, this bird is saying to let go of their baggage and then they would be able to fly up on the chair as well.
You got me with that one. Okay.
Well, what do you think?
That's it.
You didn't.
I don't even want to add to that. That was perfect. Books. Okay. There's probably a secret in here on how to get a free boop card. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. It wants us on this page. Okay, I can't read that. It's giving me a headache. But they do have like a little desk here.
Oh, can you boop it?
Boop. I think this is one of the things we have to pay for in order to do. Very not happy about that.
You keep talking about it.
I'm very
You
not
keep
happy
talking
about that. Okay, we got to find someone with a boop card to experience what the boop is.
Anything can be art. These
It's
are literally
nails?
fake nails.
I thought you meant metal nails. These are just acrylic, like,
Acrylic fake nails.
wow. What is this?
This is very like Avatar-y with the way it's like, I mean, they're all floating, but with the whale on the bottom represent the water, is what I'm assuming.
Okay, dang, you are the art interpreter right now. Are these the Chinese finger traps?
That's what it looks like, huh? More mushrooms?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay, I think this one's my favorite. They're like dragonflies.
Wow.
And then right here, there's like little fake hands. It's kind of eerie.
Oh my, so this looks like a bathroom,
Is it a bathroom?
but let's see what it really is.
It is a bathroom.
Is it really a bathroom?
Yeah.
Perfect, I need to use the bathroom. It's a rat bottle.
It's a rock bottle.
It's a
Who's gonna
rock bottle.
win?
Did you win?
This is right here.
You win. You killed
You
it.
didn't say you win. You said you win.
You're the rat queen. Hello?
Are you ready?
Okay. Right when you said you were feeling claustrophobic, right?
Yeah, and like, you know, dizzy, not a big deal.
Oh, it just hit my head. Oh, well, this is fun.
Nothing to take you off your game after you win the rock bottle.
Whew. All right, cool. And we're back here. Have we been here yet? Is this a new situation? All right, what are you thinking?
I think it's beautiful, and I think it's now time for us to grab something to eat. Now, we're at Dumpling Kitchen, where according to my niece, they have the best dumplings in Colorado. Let's go see if she lied to me.
So what are we thinking?
All right, so what we're gonna get is the veggie bao, and we're gonna do chicken dumplings, and we're gonna test out their mushroom veggie dumplings.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hello, Kat.
We should ask her if she'll do the outro with you.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I feel like the only bows I've ever had is at Disneyland, so I'm very curious on how they stack up. Food's here.
Woo!
Let's go over what we got.
All right, so we got the chicken dumpling, and this is going to have, let's see, chicken, keen oyster mushroom, corn, and ginger.
Sounds delicious.
All right, and then we're gonna have the mushroom veggie dumpling. This is gonna come with mushroom, bok choy, egg, and cabbage.
Wow, I like everything in these. I'm excited. There's nothing that I'm not excited about here as far as the flavors.
Me too. And for the baos, this is gonna be a veggie bao, and the veggie bao is gonna come with Chinese spinach, bok choy, and black mushroom.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever had a black mushroom.
Me neither. I'm curious on how it's gonna taste.
Unless it's just like a shiitake and they call it a black mushroom?
No,
But that wouldn't make sense.
I'm assuming it has like a different taste.
Okay, and then another thing they did give us was sauces, and they asked how hot did we want it. I said above a medium. Sandy said she wanted medium. So they put in some soy sauce, vinegar, and then some of this chili paste, which looks extremely hot. I thought it was more of a sweet and sour sauce at the beginning, but I'm very excited to try it. So, what do you want to go with first?
I want to do the OG chicken dumpling.
Let's do
just
it.
see how that tastes.
All right.
And she did say that for the chicken dumpling and mushroom dumpling, you're gonna want to actually use a sauce, but for the baos, you don't.
Okay, so there it is with the sauce on it. I need another one right away.
So is it spicy with the chili paste that they used? Because I ended up doing it with no chili. I'm thinking I might add a little bit chili to my sauce.
It's not spicy at all to me. Maybe I need to add more, I'm not sure. Or it could just have a lingering kick. But as of right now, I'm not tasting any kind of spice. But the dumpling is delicious. I really am enjoying it. It isn't overpowering as far as any flavors cutting through. It just has a nice roundness to it. I'm getting a lot of the chicken. But what other stuff is in here again?
So it's, so it's going to be chicken, keen oyster mushroom, corn, and ginger. Which
Okay.
I'm actually surprised that the ginger isn't like popping out. Sometimes I feel like ginger is like too overwhelming
Yeah,
in like food, and it's not in this one.
So now I'm gonna think about the ingredients as I eat it. Give you guys a little inside dumpling shot.
I will say the chicken is so nice and moist in this. Again, you guys know I hate dried chicken.
She's a chicken snob.
But I feel like the texture of the chicken is so good along with the mixture of the corn. And I feel like it's just a nice, soft bite.
Very amazing texture. So I've already had like 5. I haven't even been keeping track, but I've had quite a bit of them. So I think now let's go ahead and try the spinach dumpling.
Yeah, so this is actually gonna be the mushroom,
Mushroom dumpling, I'm sorry.
the mushroom dumpling. And let's remind you, so the mushroom veggie dumpling has mushroom, bok choy, egg, and cabbage.
Ooh, the dumpling with sauce.
I think I'm gonna try a little bit of your sauce. Hopefully it's not too spicy. Wow.
So this one to me has a more complex palate to it. I can taste a couple different things. I can definitely taste a little bit of the cabbage. I can taste the bok choy just a little bit. And the mushroom doesn't overpower everything necessarily, but it's still very refined in its flavor.
I agree. I feel like this one definitely has more flavors just exploding in your mouth as soon as you take a bite. I feel like the sauce that they give you really adds to it instead of, sometimes I feel like all you taste is the sauce. And this one, I feel like it really complements the mushroom, the egg. Even I feel like the cabbage in there is so good.
We almost had a disaster right now. I want to show you guys a little bit of the inside there. So that's what the inside of the mushroom dumpling looks like. And I think you're right. I think it is complex, but at the same time, it's not overpowering at all. Very good flavors.
I feel like so far this one is my favorite. I'm gonna actually use a little bit of your sauce. It's not really spicy.
You got to get the flakes.
I have to get the flakes with the chili?
You gotta get the chili.
No,
flakes.
I think I'm good with what I got. Because I feel like the chili kind of gives the oil the spiciness.
I think you're wrong. I think
I'm gonna play it safe.
when you get the chili flakes on there, it's a different story.
You know what? I kept thinking to myself, wow, this isn't spicy at all. And I think you did at least 3 spoonfuls of it.
All right.
What are you thinking? Are you loving it?
I'm loving it. Really enjoying the texture, the flavor, everything about it. I do like even like the shape is a little bit different, and I know that's a weird thing to bring up. However, it's just a little bit funner to eat.
You just like pop it in your mouth?
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Let you get your last bite of this in, and then we'll go ahead and try the bao. Just to remind you what the bao looks like. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna taste this without the sauce because she said it works better without sauce.
Trying to get a nice inside shot for everyone. Okay, so what kind of bao is this again?
So this is gonna be the veggie bao. It has Chinese spinach, bok choy, and a black mushroom.
So very veggie-centric looking when you get the inside shot. Let's try it out.
And I love it's like a nice mixture. So it looks like they kind of blend everything together and then put it into the bao. You know, I've never had Chinese spinach before. I'm gonna put some in the sauce.
Yeah, I think she did mention not having to use sauce, like you were saying, but I think I am gonna put some sauce on this just because it's a pretty mono flavor. All I really am tasting is that spinach. So I'm hoping that if I put a little bit of sauce on it, maybe it kind of brings out the other flavors, but it is very good. It tastes very healthy. It tastes like you could eat 100 of these and only intake like 40 calories, but I want to see, and I got a good amount of chili flakes on it, what it's going to taste like once I actually introduce some sauce. Let me give you guys a little shot of this here. Uh-oh, I'm dropping it all over the place. Oh, you just let it sit in the sauce.
The dumpling or the bao just fell into the sauce. I do wish that we would have gotten like a meat option just to kind of be able to compare the two. But I am liking this. I feel like the flavors really seep into the actual breading of the bao. I'm digging it. I can't wait to actually see what it tastes like you said, with the sauce. How do you feel with the sauce? Did it improve the flavor?
So the sauce definitely does add some depth to the flavor. However, I'm still getting mainly the spinach. And by the fact that you're going in for another dumpling, I'm thinking maybe the bao wasn't your favorite thing right now.
You know what it is? It is really good, but I'm digging this mushroom dumpling.
I do think that the mushroom dumpling is the star of the show here, of what we got. It's all very delicious. I wouldn't say that any of it doesn't taste great. It's just a matter of preference, and this does have the most complex flavor. It has a really nice sharpness to it. And I'll also say that in general, all of the dough or whatever they're using for the bao and for the dumplings is incredible. It is very top notch.
Perfection.
Yeah, tastes incredible.
Man, I'm almost down to just order another round of these mushroom veggie dumplings.
I think I'm gonna have one more chicken dumpling. I just had another one of the mushroom dumplings, and then I am ready to grade these.
Ooh, all right, let's see what he's gonna rate them. I'm gonna join you. I think I'm gonna also do a chicken one. And I feel like too, what's really good is that the filling of it. I feel like the filling is perfect. It's not too much. Because sometimes I feel like when you order dumplings, like you take a bite and it's like a little tiny bit of filling. And this one, they really fill it out. Does that sound funny?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's full. It's like opening a bag of chips and there's a chip within an inch of the top of the bag.
I hate that.
You know, where most of the time when you open a bag of chips, you got to put your whole hand in there to get the first chip. Mm-hmm. They're filling the bag up all the way with chips here.
All the way up.
All the way up.
All the way up.
I'm gonna have another chicken one.
We're just gonna have the whole meal.
I'm gonna eat all of it. And this one is drenched in sauce. Let me actually show you guys if you can see it. This one is dripping.
I feel like mine is like taking a bath. It's just a little slippery sucker.
So Sandy let her dumpling bathe for a couple minutes in the sauce and continue to drop it and just get it all over the place. But how is it?
Delicious.
All right. Is that corn? Is it?
You got shit in the middle of your teeth.
Is that corn? Did I get it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Chopsticks down.
All right.
We gotta give these a score. So what are you thinking? I'm gonna let you start, and let's go ahead and with the bao, because I feel like the bao for both of us is probably gonna be lower number-wise as far as ratings go between all three. So where are you at?
I think out of 10, the bao is really good. Like you said, I think the dough that they used was perfect, and we've had a good amount of baos before. And I feel like
I maybe have had 3 in my whole life.
No way.
At Disneyland?
There's been more.
Okay, you're right.
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Now 5.
But I feel like the mixture inside, I really enjoyed the texture of it, and I feel like I told Jared, the way the flavor seeped into the dough is really good, and it does give you that healthy taste in your mouth, and I loved it. I did really like it. I'm gonna go ahead and rate it out of a 10. I'm gonna rate it an 8.5. I feel like I would have liked maybe a little bit more of a chunkier texture in there to kind of balance out the spinach.
So I'm agree with everything you said there. It is very delicious, very healthy tasting. There is a lack of a sharpness to me in it. It just only taste like the spinach. So I do wish maybe there was a little bit of something tangy in there, maybe something that had a little bit more sharpness. It sounds very odd because I'm sure it's not traditional, but I would have loved this with like a cheese or something. But as is, I am going to rate this an 8.2. So not much lower than you, but still very good. I would highly recommend coming here if you're in the Colorado area, or if you're anywhere. If you can catch a flight, fly over here and get one. But now let's move on to what I feel is going to get some higher scores, the dumplings.
Yes.
Let's start with the chicken dumpling. What are your thoughts?
So the chicken dumpling, I feel like, is perfection. I feel like the chicken is delicious, the texture of it, and the mixture with the corn
Like,
is really top notch. So I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a 9.5.
Wow.
I feel like along with the sauce and the combination of the two really did it for me. And we do normally enjoy like a really good dumpling, so I feel like this one is by far one of the best ones I've had.
Extremely good dumplings, really nice texture like you were saying. The juiciness of the chicken is incredible. I like the fact that there's a couple other ingredients like the corn to add some more complex textures to the mix. And really, as far as dumplings go, the most recent dumpling I had was from Waba Grill. And I would say that this thing is like 100 times better than whatever you get at Waba Grill. And I do like the Waba Grill dumplings. So I am going to rate this a 9.6.
Wow.
I love chicken dumplings.
Just trying to outdo me just by a little bit.
I love chicken. What did you rate it again?
A 9.5.
Oh, well, hey, I didn't remember, so I guess we're just close, and I liked it a little more than you. So now we're on to the mushroom dumpling.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. This was so good.
You're making me want to eat another one.
Like I said, I feel like the ingredients inside of it, the mixture of them, the complex flavors along with the sauce really outdid itself. I love this. I love, like Jared said, the size of the dumpling. Everything about this I loved. I highly, highly recommend when we come back here one day, when we come back to visit, I will definitely be getting the mushroom veggie dumpling again. It was really good.
I had to take another bite when she gave it a 10 because I had to reintroduce myself to the flavor, and I'm going to agree. I'm going to not give it a 10 necessarily. I don't know if I've ever given anything a 10, but I'm going to give this a 9.8. Mushroom is probably one of my favorite ingredients to use in a dish or an appetizer. Like one of my favorite appetizers is stuffed mushrooms, and although it doesn't taste exactly like a stuffed mushroom, it does share some of the attributes, and along with the sauce, with that little bit of a spice that I finally was able to get with the chili paste, I'm loving it. So definitely my favorite of the three. I think we both agree. Kitchen dumpling, amazing spot in Denver.
Yes.
You gotta go. And I think on that note, that's gonna do it.
That's gonna do it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us as we explored Colorado. I can't wait to come back and do it again.
Me neither. There's so much more that Colorado has to offer, as well as other states. So I want to know in the comments, what is another state you think we should go to? And give us a couple attractions or even restaurants that we should try while we're there.
Definitely. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.